was born. Today's tutorial, we're going to be taking the course, all right, that to, all right, 33, and it's going to be a continuation on educational content. And we've been about syllabus in our retrospective class, and in today's class, we will be taking it up from study plan, which is more of what we call, all right, the scheme of work which we have treated in our retrospective classes. All right, please do well to smash the like button, use the subscribe button if you are new to the stream, and also make the comments section highly interactive as we walk through this together. For those of you that might not be aware that we have a private class, all right, where we do most of all the work. We get to discuss, expatiate more on Telegram classes. All right, do well to reach out to me on our official website, www.tutorio.com, where you get to know more information on how to go about joining these classes. With this being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so we have bed, two, three. Are we together? Now, we're going to be taking, according to what we have here, just a moment. All right, in our last class, we talked about the syllabus and we expatiated. We talked about what it means at large. All right, talk about what it means at large. And in today's tutorial, we're going to be talking about, we also talked about the audio visual study aid. In our last class, talked about illustration. All right, we talked about all this. So we as well talked about, all right, the blackboard, the use of the television, the recorder, and the photographer in our last class, how all this can be used to aid, all right, to aid learning. Now, in today's class, we will be deliberate about talking, all right, about the lesson plan. Okay, the lesson plan. Now, when we talk about the lesson plan, it's almost the same thing with the curriculum, the syllabus, the scheme of work. Everything are in line. All right, all that I've listed, they are all in line. Okay, but just little, all right, few differences. All right, so just few and little differences. Okay, little and few differences separates them all. Are we together? Just a moment, trying to get my material here. Okay, so now basically just few differences. All right, few differences that just a moment, trying to set my, just a moment, trying to fix my material here. Okay. Now, like I said, they are all in line. All right, all are to guide, to make teaching easy, to make the system, all right, smooth without any issues. So, but in as much as they are very close, their functions are very close, all right, they still significantly vary. All right, they significantly vary. Now let's talk about what makes, all right, lesson plan, lesson plan. Now, speaking of which, it is said to be the weekly lesson plan, all right, or the lesson plan is a plan, all right, for the lesson to be taught within a week. That is for the weekly lesson plan. So now, basically, lesson plan is said to be the arrangement of the courses or the subject to be taught within a specific time. Now, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be per semester. But usually, lesson plan is usually, all right, it depends on what the school is working on. Some schools does have the lesson plan per term. So you have lesson plan for first term and lesson plan for second term. So it does varies. Okay, it does varies. Now, but the most important thing that lesson plan is the sketch or the plan for the courses or subject that is to be taught within a particular time. Okay, within a particular time. Now we have, it is said to be the plan, all right, for a list of subjects to be taught within a, okay, permit me to confirm the audio very quickly. Okay, wonderful. The audio is wonderful. Okay, so I think this might need to go up a little bit. Yeah. Please, I need us to always keep me updated. Probably it's if it's the camera or if it's of the audio. If any of these two are not functioning properly, please let me know in the comment section. And also, as you join the stream, use the comment section to say hi, hello, good evening, watching from this. Ask questions, comment section to ask questions as well. Okay, so we have that as that. Now, like I said, it could be now the time effect could be weekly, the time effect could be per semester, the time effect could be per term. So it all depends on the intention of the person drawing this plan. Are we together? So we have that as that. Now, what is common? Okay, what is common is what we have as common is the weekly lesson plan. All right. So a weekly lesson plan is said to be now the plan that is being drawn by the teacher on a weekly basis in order to teach, all right, a list of certain subjects within a specific time. Okay, that is that for lesson plan. Now we also have the weekly lesson plan. All right, talked about the daily lesson plan. Now don't forget, we started all this from the syllabus, then we broke it down to the scheme of work. Now we're on a lesson plan. From the lesson plan, now we are breaking it down to a weekly lesson plan. The next is daily lesson plan. Now, speaking of the daily lesson plan, is a unit of lesson. All right, weekly lesson plan. Okay, so we have the plan of lessons to be taught within a week. Now we have daily lesson plan. Speaking of daily lesson plan, it is said to be a unit of lessons, a unit of lessons, okay, to be taught for a time, all right, duration, to be taught for a time duration, which is usually between, all right, which is usually between duration of about of 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, now let's pay attention to that, and let's take a step further. So now there are justifications for daily lesson plans, which are daily lesson plans helps you avoid errors. All right, you know what you are teaching, you know the time frame, and you know how to make your preparations, to make your plans towards delivering effectively. That's one of the justification. Another is to avoid omission and prevent repeating what has been taught before now. All right, repeating what has been taught and avoiding omission. All right, please, for those of us who are new to the stream, who are not a member of the private class, a lot of students confuse what we do on YouTube to the total package. There's a lot we do behind the scene that only members of the private class have access to that we don't do on YouTube. On YouTube here, what we do is just to get familiar with the course. We do the main work behind YouTube. All right, please do well to reach out to me so you can become a member of the private class and you can have access to everything. We don't just teach. All right, we give you all the resources at our disposal to ensure you do well in this and every other course you might be taking. All right, so you get to reach out to me on www.tutorial.com and use the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner, takes you directly to my DM and you can ask questions. So now let's take a step further. Now there's something called teaching methods. Now, according to Afolabi and Adesope in 2010, a teaching method is said to be specific instructional process, all right, which differ from any other by the diversities of specialized activity. All right, now let's take note of this. Teaching method is very important, okay, in the impartation of knowledge in teaching to learning processes, and the type adopted determines, okay, to a great extent what the students assimilate. Now, remember the very first class we had on this course, we said something about teaching is child focused, children child eccentric, child centered, meaning that as a teacher, you should understand the child, all right, and know what method, what strategy helps this child to learn. Because this child learns this way doesn't mean that other child or other children will learn the same way. Now, speaking of teaching method, now teaching method is helping to re-echo, to bring back what we said in that definition. Now, according to what Afolabi and Adesope said, that's according to AA in 2010, it's said to be a what? A specific instructional process. AA in 2010. That's Afolabi and Adesope. Now it says that it is a specific instructional process. Instructional a specific instructional process that gone far. think we can hear me now, right? Can we hear me now? Just a moment. Okay, can we hear me now? Can we hear me now? Okay, I think it's better now. Okay, I think it's better now. Good evening, Miss Donald. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much for that. So now let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Now, this method, all right, can never be the same thing with another person's method. This method is unique. Okay, the method is unique. Everybody has their own method, specific instructional process. Okay, and this process involves, all right, this process which differs from any other, all right, which differs from any other. As a result of its diversity, as a result of its specialized activities. All right, teaching method is very important when we talk about the impartation of knowledge, because if the method you use, everybody has a method that works. But the thing is that, does the method work with every other child? Like I said earlier, okay. So now it says there's some various methods of teaching. We have lecture or the talk and talk method. We have a discussion with the lecture method is more like give just points. We have the discussion method. We have the demonstration method, which is more of illustration. All right. We have the discovery. We give points for the students to go and discover. All right. We have the field trip, more like an excursion, and we also have the that as that. Please let's take note of this abbreviation, computer assisted instruction. All right. CAI. CAI, computer assisted instruction. All right. Computer assisted instructions. Okay. Please let's take note of that abbreviation. And as it says by name, these are instructions that are digitally, all right, or electronically aided. So now let's quickly walk through this. Now, when we say the lecture method, okay, so highly important, all right, by its level of impactation. Now, based on teaching method, as I said earlier, we have the lecture method. Okay, just let's touch it very quickly. Now, everybody is probably familiar with this kind of method, because with this teachers dominated approach, right? It's called a teacher dominated teacher dominated approach, all right, to teaching. So therefore, it is termed a didactic, all right, didactic method. Like I said, more of points, and bullet points. So we have that's definitely has its own advantage, and it does have its own disadvantages. All right, like we have it here. Some of the advantages are it is cheap to operate. Okay, it makes fewer demands, and it is efficient means of giving vast amounts to move at a very fast pace. Please, as you join the stream, do all to smash like button, do all to say hello, hi, good afternoon, good evening. And for those of you that came in late, do well to ensure you join the private class, as what we do here is more like is more of 40%. All right, the remaining 60% is withheld to people in the private class, and you don't want to miss out. Okay, so now the disadvantage is that students are passive listeners, they are not actively learning. All right, and the desired outcome might not be accomplished. So we have that as that. I think we are moving at a very good pace in this as far as this class is concerned. Okay, so now we also have the discussion method, which is the most effective method as far as I'm concerned. All right, you don't cover a lot. It's not a method that you cover a lot in a short period of time. All right, you don't cover a lot, but you give a lot of impact. You make a lot of impact, and students are active. Right? They are active learners. Discussion method is based on the philosophy that knowledge arises when students and not from any external. Now, the students take over the subject from various points, and teachers serve as the moderator. That is the discussion method. All right. Students takes over. This is the method we use in our Telegram class. Student takes over. All right. The class. All right. While the teacher moderates. All right. The teacher, what it does is just to, let me write this clearly out, is just to moderate. Okay. And it has its own advantage, definitely. Students maintain a high degree of mental alertness. Okay. Interest is maintained. All right. And feelings of confidence. Students gain their confidence and interest is maintained. Students learn through discussion method owing to active participation. All right. A lot of time would be wasted. All right. The disadvantage is that a lot of time goes in this. Okay. Might be on just a phrase for almost an hour or more. It cannot be used often because you'll not be able to cover the syllabus. So we have that as that. So in our next class, we pick it up from demonstration method. Okay. Let's call it wrap here for today. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain something into this class. Please let's do well to keep our notes up to date. And I will, okay, something like an assignment we can submit. Okay. I think we are meeting on Telegram on Saturday. All right. So please let's do well to do the assignment before our next meeting. What do you understand by this term? Teaching, lecturing, educating, and education. Okay. So we have then we have teaching, we have lecturing, we have educating, and we have education. So please let's go submit our assignment. Very, very important. So thank you very much, everyone. Do have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you all in subsequent tutorial. Bye for now.